Today I'm going to be talking about Lovecraft Country. I am going to be sharing my thoughts on the show. You're going to want to stay tuned in until the end. This is executive produced by Jordan Peele and Misha Green, starring Abbey Lee and Michael K. Williams.
Welcome to the TV and Movie Review Show, bringing a review on the latest TV shows and movies. So let's jump into it. Hope you enjoy the show.
Welcome, everyone. I'm your host, Jazzy929. Today I'm going to be reviewing Lovecraft Country, Episode 2. This episode is titled Whitey on the Moon. Unbelievably recovering from the terrifying night, we see that Leti and George enjoy their luxury surroundings, while Atticus grows suspicious of the blue-eyed Christina and her father, Samuel, who unreveals cryptic plans for Atticus' role in the upcoming Son of Sam ceremony. Later, after Tick, Leti and George stumble upon a clue that could lead them to Montrose, each takes an unwelcome walk down memory lane. Everyone, we have a lot to talk about this week, but before I do, let me correct some things that I said in my last review. William is the friend of Christina, not her brother. I like this guy, William. I love the actor in True Blood also. I want to know more about this character, even with the last episode being different and giving us a different feel from the last episode. I have to say I still enjoyed this one as well. I thought about the movie Mummy because of the Book of Death and the Book of Life, and Candyman because the slave that had a forbidden baby that affects its ancestors later on. Fantasy and suspense were what we got in this episode. The effects were good. Leti looked sharp in this episode. I love the three-piece suit she had on, and Tick was giving us a lot of body, and that was nice eye candy for us all. This episode, Whitey on the Moon, was a great title. The title, Whitey on the Moon, is a 1970 poem. The meaning behind this poem reflects on the distractions that are put in place to keep our minds off the more important things going on. This takes us back to the first trip on the moon. Was it a distraction from the poor people issues here on Earth? I love the music. In this episode, we heard Blackbird, and we also heard Moving On Up. I do give this episode 5 stars. Before I go on, I want y'all to know that there will be spoilers ahead. You might want to come back after watching the episode and listen to the rest of the review. In this episode, we see that there were spells put in place on everyone except Tick. Uncle George and Leti lost their memory a few times due to Christina and her witchy ways and this little whistle she had. The two got distracted by the luxury things Christina put in display for them while they was under the spell. Tick doesn't fall for it, and he makes the other two understand that they are being tricked. William provides them with information about Christina's father, Samuel Braithwaite, which is the cousin of Titus. Titus is the uncle of Tick. See, Titus was a slave owner that forced himself on one of his slaves, which was Hannah. Hannah is Tick's ancestor on his mother's side. Samuel and Titus believe that they are great wizards, or grand wizards, of a group called Sons of Ancient Dawn. The two did a ritual years ago, not knowing they used the Book of Death in hopes of entering the Garden of Eden and becoming immortal. This doesn't go as planned. There is a fire. Titus dies. Hannah escapes with the child inside of her. Now years have passed and Samuel wants to redo the ritual and believes Tick could help him due to the fact that he is the last bloodline of Titus. The order feels that black people can only be used for their gain. As Samuel tries to once more do the ritual, it ends the same way, with the outcome of his death. During the ritual, we see Hannah appears helping Tick find a way out the burning manor. There was a moment in the show that Tick's Uncle George and Leti came across a woman named Dale. I want everyone to understand that she was not talking about a black bear. She was actually talking about black people in this episode. We now know that there's a monsters being made by the cult, so we know where these monsters are coming from now. We've seen Christina help birth one of these. We've seen it coming out of a cow. The cult believes that they are greater than the clan because they see that the clan is actually, they actually see that they actually see the clan as being poor, and that's why they don't mess with the clan. We see that there are 2 ritual books, one of death, one of life. This gives, like I said earlier, this gives me the mummy feel. George had the book of life. We see Samuel shoot Leti, and he brought her back to life. We also see him shoot Uncle George, who has it now, and I want to know if Uncle George will be brought back. Also, we heard Uncle George speak of Prince Hall and how he was not welcome into the Masons because of his race. Also, we see that there's a book that Hannah is holding under her arm. Now, everyone, I have saved the best for last. We have found Montrose. Yes, I couldn't wait to see him show up in the show. We have also discovered some interesting information in this episode. It looks like Uncle George had a good time with Dora, Tick's mother, once upon a time in Tulsa during the time of the Black Wall Street Massacre. I felt something was going on, hinting this in the last episode as far as this affair Uncle George had with Tick's mother. George and Montrose has kept this a family secret for a very long time. Now we have something else to add to Montrose and Tick's bad relationship. Now we also understand why Uncle George has such a close relationship with Tick. What do y'all think will happen next, everyone? Tick said he did something bad over in the war. Was it him falling in love with his enemy Gia? Does Leti fear she will become like her mother as far as how her mother was with the men? The book Uncle George was talking about, as far as the book that he found, was House on the Borderline. It has a meaning to it, which we'll see in the next episode. Let me know over on my website. The link is. I'm sorry, you guys. For a minute there, I lost my chain of thought. I want y'all all to go over to my website. Let me know your thoughts on the show. The link is in the details section of this episode. I want y'all to leave a review. Let me know how well I'm doing on the show. It helps me improve the show. My voice is going out, so I apologize. And leave your comments in the blog comments over there. I want y'all all to know what y'all think. I want y'all to let me know what y'all think will happen in the next episode. If I don't think I forgot, there's something I want to tell y'all. I hope I didn't forget. I think I already spoke on it, but if I didn't, I'm going to bring it up again. The House on the Borderline was a book that Uncle George found. This has a lot of meaning to the next episode, y'all. That's what I was trying to say. Also, I want to thank you all for tuning in this week. Until next time.
Hi, Loyal.